In our news bulletin for this evening, Niue gets tips on wastewater management treatment systems that will improve water quality and reduce maintenance costs. Tourist numbers for Niue increase according to a quarterly review of tourism in the region. Flights to Niue will have a slight time change due to daylight savings in New Zealand. Tamhatava displayed community spirit with the Alofino Show Day last Saturday. Wastewater management was the area of discussion today, with presentations from 2 consultants brought up to assist with some of the problematic systems on the island. Wastewater is any water that has been adversely affected in quality, and the treatment of wastewater is divided into 3 phases: pre-treatment, primary treatment and secondary treatment. And according to experts in the field, the current systems used in Niue deal mainly with primary treatment.
Our primary goal is to try and provide some sustainability to the ecology and also to be aware of areas that have high impact on the environment. So I was working on the Matavai project, trying to find a solution to that one. Also went up and saw what was happening at the hospital. We gave some presentations trying to show what we're doing around the rest of the Pacific Islands, primarily in Rarotonga and the Cook Islands, because they face the same issues, and what we're doing in French Polynesia. What we're trying to introduce here or make awareness of is secondary treatment. This is at a level that's affordable. It's also at a level that can be easily shipped and maintained in different countries. And that's what we were talking mainly about today. So I think the biggest thing that we'll do with the future is trying to introduce into your code of practice an upgrade to what you're currently using with primary treatment, and also consideration for secondary treatment in the high impact zones, which is very close to your water, to the reef, and also to your water source.
Issues raised by local industry stakeholders included discussions about Niue's current sewage treatment practices, the building code requirements, as well as the environmental implications if waste is not managed properly. The Niue Hospital wastewater treatment system has proved quite challenging for a few years now, and one of the consultants was brought in specifically to review and provide some solutions to these problems.
We've actually talked to them about a maintenance program, which they're going to do weekly to start with, and progressively that will go on to, say, monthly, and then maybe 6 monthly do a major one. But yeah, that was the main thing. It just wasn't treating properly, and it was just running out on the ground. So we've fixed all that up, and it's running perfectly now. Broken pipes from inside the reactor, where it's all treated. There were broken pipes there, so the blower that blows air into the system that actually treats the bugs and makes the bugs work, that was broken, so it was getting no aeration at all. Some fuses had blown, so some outlet pumps weren't pumping. It's just a lot of little maintenance things, so it's really pleasing to see it up and running and treating really nicely. And so many people have learnt so much more about it we've done 2 presentations of how the system works. So that's I think will be a great help for the locals and the tradesmen that we talk to.
Minimising maintenance requirements and improving water quality will be a point towards the design of a proposed system that will be developed specifically for Niue. Eloi Water is a New Zealand-based company that specialises in wastewater treatment by designing and supplying a range of treatment solutions to cater for single-family homes, small communities and industrial applications. A partnership between Eloi Water and Galloway's provides an exciting opportunity and solution for the island.
Well, Galloway's already active here. They're providing a solution for your water tanks. It's logical for us to try and provide them with a treatment process, and they create a tank around that. With the idea of shipping it lightweight, low cost in Niue, that's where I think Niue is quite advanced in this area. You have got access to a good supplier of tanks. What we need to do now is trying to find a solution that might look different to the one that you're currently using for water tanks, but it'll be something that's compact and very reliable to use. I know as a Niuean as well, when you come back and visit the islands, we'll probably see the changes that happen, and those are the ones that we're trying to stop, make more awareness, give solutions, and also trying to find things that are competitive, affordable, and the main thing is little or no maintenance. That's the biggest problems we face in the Pacific.
The expectation is that a bit more consultation and awareness, the best solutions can be identified to address the wastewater management problems on the island. A quarterly regional review of tourist numbers to the Pacific has revealed a 5% growth in numbers of international tourists. The report released by the South Pacific Tourism Organization for the first quarter of this year attributes this growth due to the impact of the increase in public support for the sector, as well as the immense capacity it has to adapt to the changing markets. In this quarter, about 406,990 tourists visited the Pacific ACP and SPTO member countries. Fiji has the major share of the overall tourism markets with 43% and had a 4.7% growth. The Cook Islands had a 3% increase, French Polynesia 11.3% increase. However, for some islands there was a decrease with a 4.9% drop in the Marshall Islands, 4.7% in New Caledonia and a 20.8% drop in the Solomon Islands. Despite holding a small percentage, 0.5% share in the overall market, Niue featured a positive increase of 6%. This has been attributed to an increase in tourist numbers from Australia, New Zealand and Europe. In addition to that, an apparent increase in accommodation capacity on island, as well as flights to the island, could be a factor in this rise. The numbers are based on provisional figures or statistics at this point in time. Niue Tourism are currently reviewing this report, as well as preparing for industry presentations and discussions regarding the tourism marketing plan for 2014 to 2017 that will be held tomorrow afternoon. Households in New Zealand turned their clocks 1 hour ahead on Sunday, the 26th of September, as part of daylight savings. Air New Zealand flights will continue to arrive on Tuesdays and Fridays, but there will be some slight changes, with flights from New Zealand to Niue now arriving 1 hour early at 5 minutes to 1 in the afternoon. Air New Zealand flight NZ785 now departs Niue at 5 to 2 and is scheduled to arrive in Auckland at 4:45 in the afternoon. Air New Zealand agent Pelenis Travel made the announcement this week that as of today's flight, check-in will now commence at 8:30 in the morning until further notice. It was a hot and scorcher of a day as crowds gathered to Paliasi for the Alofi North Show Day last Saturday. The day was all about community spirit and an opportunity for families to make a bit of money with all sorts of food on sale, as well as raffles. A moment of silence was observed in memory of one of the village elders who had passed away before proceeding with the formal program. The theme color for this year was green, and stalls were covered in green decorations. There were lots of food to choose from Niuean porridge, umu cooked food, barbecue plates, seafood salads, raw fish, desserts like chocolate log, trifles, pancakes, and so much more. As for the craft work, most had already been judged last week and were on sale, but some women used theirs to decorate their stalls. The agricultural products were plentiful despite the dry conditions of recent months, and there were plenty of ungas being judged and as raffle prizes. Moving on to the entertainment, it opened up with the youngsters from the village dressed up bright and beautiful with much excitement as they performed some of the local chants and a more modernized version of Pearly Shells. The youth, mainly made up of young girls, performed a few dance routines, all synchronized and upbeat. There were also some solo performances and impromptu dance numbers, equally entertaining.
Hey ho, come to the fair. The folks are all singing so merry and gay. Hey ho, come to the fair. All the stores on the green are as fine as can be, with trinkets and tokens so pretty to see. So it's come then, maidens and men to the fair in their pride of the morning. So deck yourself out in your finest array with a hey ho, come to the fair.
An open invitation was extended to any visitors who wanted to show off their dancing skills to take to the stage. The challenge was taken up by one brave woman who wowed the crowds with her Tahitian dance Village Council was also able to put on a cultural sporting event, the coconut husking competition, that had both men and women showing how it's done in the fastest possible way that takes a lot of skill and patience. The day was wrapped up by 11 and residents were quick to pack up and dismantle their gazebos to head off home for some well-deserved rest, whilst planning ahead for next year's show day that will hopefully be even better. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Don't forget that the island's 40th Constitution celebration starts bright and early tomorrow, 1st of October, with an early morning walk for change at the Commercial Centre at 5 in the morning. We would also like to extend our deepest condolences to the families of Kifoto Bartau and Abisai Misiwapa.